Hello everyone. I welcome you all to Focus of the Day session of ANALYST IAS. In this particular session, we will have a very important discussion on the topic of could India be a mediator between Russia and Ukraine? We will have this particular discussion in the following format. First, why it is in news, followed by India as a mediator, its pros and cons, followed by prelims practice question, followed by mains practice question. But before we start our discussion, I want you all to be informed about various courses of Analyst IAS, which include Polity class, which will start from 21st of November, and Ethics class, which will start from 5th of December. And along with that, we will soon launch Public Administration optional course for Mains 2023. So you can inquire about any of the following on the given number, and you can also visit our official address, that is in Old Rajinder Nagar Market. So now let's move on to our topic of discussion and see why it is in news. During the first visit to Moscow since Russia's invasion of Ukraine, India's External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar expressed strong support for dialogue and diplomacy to restore peace. So this brings India's role as a mediator into limelight. Now we will first see what is India's reaction to the conflict. India expressed concern without openly condemning Russian action. And it also emphasized the importance of the UN Charter, that is the sanctity of territorial sovereignty. The economic impact of the war on the global south was highlighted by India. Global South refers to the developing and less developed country in Latin America, Asia, Africa and Oceania. As a result, India strongly favors a return to dialogue and diplomacy to end this conflict. So this brings India into limelight. Now we will see why is India regarded as the best mediator. The first point is neutral pair. As India has walked the diplomatic tightrope, it has won credibility on both the sides as a mediator between them. Next is successful diplomatic involvement earlier. Preventing the attack on the nuclear power station at Zaporizhzhia in eastern Ukraine and even during the Black Sea grain shipment, discussions to intervene with the Russia is something which India has already done earlier. So it has successfully diplomatic involvement earlier. India has emerged as a leader of the global south, as Mexico has suggested that Prime Minister of India, Pope Francis and UN Secretary General should mediate the Russia-Ukraine crisis. The next point is good relation with Moscow and the West. India can use this unique leverage to put pressure on Russia to end its war in Ukraine. The last is geopolitical aspirations. Peacemaking might help India to gain a permanent seat on the UNSC. So this is a favorable situation for India to act as a mediator. But we will also see the challenges ahead for India being a mediator. The first one is understanding the dynamics between Russia and Ukraine, Russia and the European players, Ukraine and the European partners, and then move according to the situation. Next is experience. India has effectively negotiated in many bilateral and multilateral formats, but negotiating in a crisis is a completely different question. So India has to gain some experience to act as a mediator in these two crisis situations. Next is risk-taking ability. While India has shown risk-taking abilities in its immediate region like surgical strike in Pakistan, but entering a geopolitical crisis of this size is totally different. Next is credibility. The West sees India as a closer to Russia, as India keeps buying Russian oil at discounted prices despite the West criticism. So credibility of India as a mediator is in question. The last one is India cannot afford a slide in relation with Russia, as both India and Russia has strategic ties in nuclear, space, defense, energy and connectivity center. Russia does not transfer to any other country the military technology shared with India, And also, India cannot afford a closer strategic relationship between Russia and China. So this brings India's interest in this particular arenas into question. So these are various challenges ahead for the India to act as a mediator. The Russia-Ukraine crisis has entered a new phase in which Indian diplomacy could aid in a range of realistic ways to address the stated challenges. But we will see what will happen in future and then we will discuss about it. So now we will move on toward our prelims practice question, which says which international tribunal has the right to prosecute individual for war crimes and crimes against humanity. Your options are UN Investigation Agency, UN Prosecution Council, International Criminal Court and International Court of Justice. Pick up the correct statement and write it in comment box. I will answer this particular question in my next video. Now we will see yesterday's question, which was when was the Digital India program started? So the correct answer for this particular question is C, that is in 2015 it was started. Now we will move on toward our mains practice question, which says the Ukraine conflict seems to have reached a deadlock. How can Indian diplomacy participate and contribute to the peace effort in the Russia-Ukraine war? Examine. You have to answer this particular question in 250 words. Write your answer and send it to us on our WhatsApp number to get it reviewed. So this is all for today. Stay tuned with Analyst IAS to get further update. Thank you.